How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday. We are halfway through the week. It is time for another Mallett live stream. Today we have a special one, you guys. Last week we did an ambassador spotlight on our signature ambassador, Mr. Dennis Rankin. However, this was before a time, or the build was before a time that we had Company Cam, which is our monitoring and photo video keeping platform. And we did not have during the build photos from this build. However, Mr. Dennis, being the ever amazing human being he is, had plenty of photos for us to use from the build process. So today, in a very special Wednesday episode of the Mallett live stream, we are revisiting the job site of Signature Ambassador Dennis Rankin. Mr. Dennis, thank you so much for the photos. After he heard on the live stream that we did not have the photos, he emailed us promptly afterwards and said, I have photos. So we just want you guys to know we do listen, we do respond to the comments and emails and texts as quick as possible, you guys. And Mr. Dennis, again, thank you so much for sending those photos, and we will review those here momentarily. But as always, let's start off with $500 off for your Mallett building. If you are a healthcare worker, first responder, military personnel, and teacher or educator, we very much appreciate what you do. You give back to the community, so this is our small token of appreciation of how we can give back to you whenever you choose to buy your next Mallett building. So this is our way of saying thank you for what you do. Now, moving right along, Tiger Cash. Get $1,000 off your elite or signature Mallett building when you comment cash under any video just like this one, you guys. Be sure you comment cash and you can get $1,000 off your next elite or signature building. Now, keep in mind, this does not apply to specials or promotional prices, because man, do we have some good specials going on right now. I'm super excited to get to those here soon, but the $1,000 does not apply to that. However, if you fall into one of these categories and you comment cash, you will get $1,500 off your next non-promotional Mallett building. Happy Wednesday, Mr. Tim. Very special week for you. I'm not sure if you've realized it yet, but we've been highlighting you all throughout the week, and tomorrow we're diving into your build. So if you have any extra photos you want, send them our way. We'll go through them and make sure to post all of them as well. But thank you for joining us as always in the live stream. Now, moving right along, where's Mallett? As Mr. Trent says, this is always a larger number. This is simply where we start out on Mondays, but we have started off the week with 80 different job locations, you guys. 60 in Louisiana, 19 in Texas, and 1 going on in Mississippi. You can see that right there with this convenient little color-coded pin drop right here. I love the new maps. But where's Mallett? We are everywhere from just outside of College Station all the way over to New Orleans and up to that place in Mississippi, as well as upper Louisiana, guys. Mallett is all over. The logistical manpower to keep this all together is mind-boggling. It is absolutely insane. The scheduling department is on their game, you guys. We are making sure this is all logistically as smooth as possible. But how's that looking? Louisiana, 60 job locations, like I said. We have gutters, concrete, plumbing, inspections, materials on the ground, forms, buildings in construction, and control joints being made everywhere from Maurice, Homa, Bourg, Teuenborg, Raceland, St. Amant, Ragley, to Quincy, that huge metropolis, as my pastor says, Albany, Rayne, New Iberia, Keithville. We are all over the state in Louisiana. And in Texas, we are in 19 locations, as you can see. Forms, concrete, inspections, control joints in construction, and 1 on the ground ready to be built here soon. Oakwood, Caldwell, Orange, Dayton, San Leon, China, Crosby, Columbus, Sweeney, Beaumont. The list goes on, you guys. We continue to be putting multiple buildings on the ground every single week, and we are incredibly proud of that. Now, December specials and promotions. I mentioned we have some awesome ones for you guys, so here we are. For $16,999, you can get this beautiful Christmas Rival Neighborhood Special, you guys. As we always say, the Rival series is our general grade building. Not that it's a bad building, it's just not a Mallett Classic or Signature or Elite building, you guys. This is a, what I like to call, maybe even above industry standard, but the industry standard building is going to come with 29 gauge metal, 4x12 roof pitch, 2x6 common flat trusses, not a Signature Mallett scissor truss. 130 mile an hour wind rating. It's not going to have the Mallett cable lock system or ground protection, and the posts are just going to go in whatever aggregate we have there, which is usually the dirt. It's going to have 3,000 PSI concrete, a 2-year workmanship warranty, and we're going to be using number 2 untreated generic lumber. Now, what does that mean? That means this is an industry standard building, what most other people are going to be building. And now, that's how we get that price, because we use these materials here. Now, industry standard, but the price is $16,999. But what makes this so special, you guys? What makes me so excited? We still get to build it for you. It is still a Mallett built building. Now, it is not what we consider a Mallett building, and I'll get to that here in a second. It does not mean this is a bad building, because this is a great building, but it is not a Mallett building, which is the best building, and we'll get to that here soon. But again, the Christmas rival, the Mallett interpretation of an industry standard building, you guys. Why do we do this? It's to get you prices like this. $16,999 for a 20 by 40 by 12, you guys. Perfect for the neighborhood builds, perfect for subdivisions, perfect for, as Mr. Tim hates to hear, HOAs, because they can easily fit. We even have some new metal that you gotta check out here soon, you guys. It's gonna look, I'm just saying, it's gonna be perfect in the subdivisions. I can't wait to see all of them in there. But you'll be built by the best builders in the country, and that's the Mallett guarantee. Now, the second part of the special, a 20 by 50 by 12, same specs, same industry standard quality, but built by Mallett for $20,999, and it is absolutely stunning, if I do say so myself, as 2 Chainz once said. Now, moving right along, the 5 red flags, you guys. As always, this is not to throw shade or to talk trash. This is simply to inform and educate so you can make a wise and educated decision. We don't want anyone making rushing decisions. Even if it is to come to us, we want you to feel educated and informed. This is how to begin the process of vetting your builder. Now, you want to check out the years in business. How long have they been around? How long have they been doing business? Is it shorter than the warranty they're offering? That could be a red flag. Everyone has to start somewhere, but if they haven't been around long enough to, get the kinks out, as we say, maybe that could be a red flag. But you can check this from the Secretary of State website and make that decision yourself. Now, licensure. You want to ensure they're a licensed business. They have to be a licensed contractor. They have to have, if they're working on your home, they have to have a residential contract license. If they're working on a commercial property, they have to have a commercial contractor's license. Here at Mallett, we have a residential, commercial, industrial. We are electricians. We have the full gambit. We are a engineering firm as well. We have all the licenses, and you can see that on the LSLBC, the Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors. But if the person you're considering building with is not licensed to build, not only is that illegal if they do, but that could be a red flag on what you might get. Now, speaking of what you might get, you want to also check the LSLBC for contractor violations. I would just like to say, after 27 years in business here at Mallett, we have 0 contractor violations, and we are incredibly proud of that, and we plan to continue that streak moving forward on to 30, 40, 50, however long we're here. We plan to be violation free. What does that mean? It means we do things by the books. What does that mean on the flip side? Some people do not, and they wind up with these contractor violations. You want to make sure that the people you're doing business with are free of those, and if they're not telling you that they have them and even trying to explain why, that could also be a red flag, because why are they hiding that when it's public information? Most businesses around here have at least 1 or 2 contractor violations. As I said, here at Mallett, we have 0, and we're incredibly proud of that for that affirmation fact. Now, that being said, you want to make sure you do your due diligence. If they don't pop up as licensed on the LSLBC and they have contractor violations, those 2 separate instances can both be red flags. Now, reviews and maybe being Google. I could stand up here all day and talk about how great Mallett is, because I spend all day thinking of how great Mallett is, because that's my job here. Now, what does that mean? It means I would love for you to just take everything I say at face value, but I believe in doing research and verifying information. How can you do that with what I'm saying? The BBB and Google. We have an A+ rating on the BBB as well as a 4.89 star review between the two as far as our customer reviews. We have over 685 reviews, and at a 4.89 star review, that seems like the majority of individuals have had a pleasant and happy experience. What does that tell me? That tells me that the things I'm saying hold water, because I tell you every day how Mallett is the best builder in the country. But here we have 685 reviews that are also verifying how great of a quality and build that we provide as far through service, through the build itself, and the longevity of the building. I would love for you to read those reviews. They're incredible. I love how happy all of our customers are. As always, there's a few outliers. Please read those as well and see how we responded and how that process went. But check out reviews on BBB and Google. Most people don't have any. If they do, they're mostly bad. Now, visit the contractor's facility. We are incredibly proud of our facility, and it is growing each and every day. We've started putting the metal up on our metal forming, the roll plant. It's looking great, you guys. It's going to be beautiful what we're doing over there. It's part of this new metal I was talking about earlier. Come check it out in person. I highly recommend it. But we also have the truss plant, which we are super proud of because it is a state-of-the-art system that I believe only 2 other people in the state have, if that. And no one's doing it to the scale that we are. No one's doing it to the precision that we are. We are also third-party inspected on everything we do, as well as our in-house inspections and reviews, you guys. Everything is verified for consistency and quality. We want you to see how that's done, but most importantly, we want to shake your hand, meet you in person, and introduce you to everyone who's going to be involved in each and every step of your building process, from your sales team who's going to help find the perfect building for you and match you up with exactly what you want, to the designers who are going to be bringing that vision to life, to the engineers who are making sure it's going to be as safe and productive as possible, to the crews who will be pouring the concrete, framing the building, and making sure your building is as perfect as you hope it will be. And I don't know where else you could do that, you guys. You get to meet everyone in the process, and you could even talk to Mr. Lee, the owner, if you'd like to. He's here and available as well. You guys just stop in, let us know when you're on your way. We got popcorn and smiling faces for you. We're ready for you to come check out the facility. We highly, highly, highly encourage it, and we can't wait to see you. Now, why Mallett? This is our Rival Series specs, as we went over earlier. Again, industry standard build. But why Mallett, you might ask? The Mallett Classic. Here is the side-by-side comparison. I'll go through the Mallett Classic. This is our entry-level building, you guys. And as you're going to see, it's already beating the industry standard by leaps and bounds. 26 gauge metal is going to be standard across every Mallett building, as well as a 5x12 roof pitch, 2x8 scissor trusses. These trusses, again, are third-party inspected. You're going to have 170 mile-an-hour wind rating on the roof load system, the roof system itself. How's that happen? Because the 2x8 scissor trusses, the 2x12 headers, you're going to get 2x12 headers. And these are going to work all in tandem with the 512 pitch, everything like that, to create a 170 mile-an-hour engineered wind load rating on the roof system. Now, what do you get on the building itself and on the base? Mallett cable lock system is going to interlock each and every one of those posts with 1/8 inch aircraft cable, post to post, all the way around the building. I have an example for that later in Mr. Dennis's pictures. But what that's going to do is it's going to put all the weight of that slab on these cables, and that's going to be holding your building down. As Mr. Tripp mentioned yesterday in the live, if you missed it, I highly recommend checking out the replay on YouTube. This is going to prevent the building from being damaged by what we call uplift. And as he said, most of the time, these roll-up doors are going to be the first things to go. And if it's not that, it could be a walk-through or a window or whatever space that separates you from the outside in your building. If one of those is compromised, you're going to have all that wind rushing in and create what's called uplift, which wants to lift up the building like almost like a parachute. But this cable lock system is going to hold that building down between the dead weight of the slab and all the cables pulling together on all the posts. It's going to create this amazing downforce that'll keep your building from flying away. This 3-foot truss spacing contributes to the, yes sir, Mr. Tim, that truss spacing is gonna allow, as Mr. Darrell says, to have a more stout and solid roof, creating that 170 mile an hour wind rating. You're absolutely correct as always. What else do we have in the Mallett Classic? We're gonna have concrete under every post, and that's gonna be 4,000 PSI concrete, as you can see here, and that's gonna be 33% stronger than the industry standard. That's gonna prevent your post from sinking and settling weird, and it's gonna be a flat surface as opposed to in the dirt or gravel if you're lucky. Now, we talked about the headers. You're gonna have skirt board guards, you guys. It's gonna protect your skirt board. It's gonna help prolong, a skirt board guard. It's gonna prolong the length of everything closer to the ground. You're gonna have 4-year workmanship warranty on the Classic. It's already twice of the rival series, which is the industry standard. You're gonna have #1 MCA ground treated kiln dried lumber, guys. This is far, far above #2 untreated lumber. Not only is it kiln dry, which means all that extra moisture is dried from the wood, prolonging how it's gonna be the life of the wood, as long as the straightness, and it's gonna prevent warping because it won't be drying out as much because it's already dried. Ground treated as well, MCA ground treatment. That's gonna prevent wood destroying insects like termites and beetles from ruining and eating the wood, as well as you're gonna have protection from the environment and the soil, the dirt, the concrete, things like that. On top of all that, as I said, we are a licensed engineer firm. We're gonna have engineers in-house verifying everything we're doing, making sure it is compliant to the code and standards of not only the law, but Mallett Buildings itself. And as you can see, this is our entry-level building. We want to emphasize that so heavily. This is our entry-level building. And look just how far ahead of the industry standard that we're going to be on our Mallett Classic. That's not even counting the Signature or the Elite building. And the Elite is up to 145 mile an hour wind rating on the building. These are both 130, but that's going to be 145 on the building, as well as closer post and truss spacing. Also, you're gonna have a lot more options and color choices and all the fun little things about a building as well, while keeping the Mallett quality. I promise you, you won't regret the decision, as Mr. Tim will explain tomorrow in his video, whether he knows it or not. No, you've already talked all that good stuff, Mr. Tim. Tune in tomorrow. We got a great day for you. I'm just so excited. Now, speaking of the Classic that is far ahead of the industry standard, the Cajun Oasis Classic, you guys. Cajun Oasis is our biggest seller. It is the most popular package we have. Why? I'll get to that shortly, but you're gonna have a 30 by 50 by 12 building. Again, Mallett Classic standard quality. You're gonna have, for $49,999, that's going to include full insulation package, an electrical package, as well as climate control with a 5-ton wall mounted unit, as you can see pictured here. Now, the electrical package and 5-ton unit alone is a $16,000 value that is thrown in all for $49,999, you guys. You're gonna be getting $16,000 of value for free. On top of that, if you want to ask about spray foam, we have that available to you as well. Talk about the pros, the cons, see if it makes sense to you. But what's so cool about the Cajun Oasis, once we are done and everything is signed off and this is a complete building, you, as they say, get the keys, you can walk in, turn the lights on, turn the heater or the AC on, depending on your preference, because it's heated and cooled. Now, what does that mean? That means this building is ready to be used for anything you may need it for. It could be a phenomenal gym, a he shed, she shed, she shed, all these fun tongue twisters. It could be a cooled storage unit. It could be a game room. It could be converted into a dwelling if you want to finish out the inside and do all that. You're able to. It comes ready for that. And if that's the case, you're going to want to consider the plumbing. That'll have to be discussed in the beginning of the build process, but that's just a fun fact from another live. But all of that, 30 by 50 by 12, with everything we just talked about, $16,000 of value for free for $49,999 for a building that is far above industry standard, but that's our entry level. And because I said that, let's go to the Elite. We have the Cajun Oasis Elite, you guys. This is the top of the line building here at Mallett. Mallett's plumbing capabilities, yes, Mr. Tim. I'm actually going to show a little bit of that here in today's live, so I'm glad you brought that up. So this is the Cajun Oasis Elite. You can tell not only because It's just a beautiful building. But check out this wainscoting. This is an included optional part of our elite buildings. It just makes that, to me, the two-tone look is a beautiful feature, as well as the extra windows, the roll-up door, walk-through. Here's that 5-ton unit here. Color is a beautiful standard-looking building, but still stands out. And again, you're gonna get insulation, climate control, 5-ton unit, and electrical package, all for $59,999, guys. Only a $10,000 difference from the entry level to top tier, everything you could possibly think. Now, the Elite also comes with post protectors and gutters as well. That's a fun little feature there too. As you can see, we have some gutters here, and you can't see the post protectors, but it's gonna come in there as well. Plus, the 6-inch 4,000 PSI concrete with control joints is gonna be part of the Elite as well. So if that sounds like a fun, interesting item to you, give us a call at 337-214-0428. We have building specialists who are ready to talk and ready to educate and let you know how you can get into this building as quick as possible. Can't wait to talk to you and see more of these oases out in the wilderness. Now, moving right along, ambassadors, we have been super interested and happy to be highlighting our ambassadors. We're learning so much about not only them and their builds, but the process behind it, you guys. It's so much fun. Mr. Tim is this week's highlighted ambassador. Thank you so much for being our first Elite ambassador. I'm so glad you said the Elite's the best of the best, because the Elite ambassadors are also the best of the best, and we consider you one of those, Mr. Tim, so thank you for being the best. But Ambassador Club, how to be a part of that? You had to have purchased a Mallett building. Why? Ambassadors are here to help educate other customers on their experience and their building. So, for example, Mr. Tim had mentioned that he just recently showed some potential customers his Barndominium Build, which we're going to be highlighting tomorrow. Now, what does that mean? When those customers come in and eventually buy their Mallett building, Mr. Tim's going to get a $200 referral check for his work and for helping us out. That is an amazing part of the Ambassador Club, because we send people to you, allowing you to have more of a chance to make more of that referral income. Now, anyone can send a referral and get a check, but as an ambassador, you are also helped by being given leads, essentially. And if you can get those people interested in the Mallett building by letting them see yours, we want to say thank you, of course. But that's the Ambassador program, you guys. If you have any more questions, comment Ambassador. We'll send you as much information as you need and make sure you can be a part of the program if you would like to. Mr. Tim, you're welcome, and thank you. Now, revisiting the job site, if you don't mind. I need a sip of water. Now, revisiting the job site. We had no photos of the build process for Mr. Dennis Rankin, and I felt bad about that. So when he reached out, I was incredibly happy, because we're gonna highlight his build from the ground up. Now, as always, a Mallett building starts with the delivery. We're gonna bring the materials, deliver them to the site. You see a bunch of trusses here, some windows, some extra material. I can't necessarily make out what that is from here, but material is delivered. Now, a little bit further in the future, I believe Mr. Dennis said this entire build only took 3 days. So if you forget what the building looked like, I'll show you at the end, but it only took 3 days. So a lot of this is happening within a 24-hour span. Keep that in mind. Now, framing is going up. They're beginning to put the outside of the building. Here is a little more fleshed out. They have the trusses in place. They have more. The shell is pretty much complete at this point. Now they're starting to put the metal up on the outside. Look at all these brackets here, all these scissor trusses. Everything is beautiful. Look at the amount of trusses here. That's just incredible to me, honestly. But they're beginning to put the metal up. Here they are basically done. I believe they have the majority of the outside, missing a few pieces here, but they are done with the outside, it looks like, and they're beginning to put the roof. You can see the weather protection right here, a little bit of the roof on the front wing or gable right there. And again, starting the roof, you can see this roof line, but inside everything is complete. Again, all the trusses. It's incredible how many trusses are involved in this. Another little wing off the back of the exit here, it appears, and this is the garages that turned out beautiful. We also have, you can see the post protectors here. Then this is the front entrance. looking great. That black is absolutely stunning. So this is something I found very interesting. Mr. Dennis left notes on some PDFs and sent those as well, just kind of giving a little more insight into his build and things that he found interesting. He notes here, pointing to these, it is important to note for barndominium builders how through proper framing and hurricane clips can basically tie in both structures to enhance strength. So here he's begun to flesh out the inside, it appears, to start converting it into a barndominium. We were not a part of his conversion process. We supplied the shell to his building. He believed, as you heard in his interview, that the Mallett shell was the most optimal for his build. He says he felt that it was the best option for a shell, and if you're going to be building a home, you may as well get the best. We appreciate that comment very much. As well as this, he's showing how easy they convert into each other. Good use of clips and framing, he said. Here, he's pointing out, he says, throughout the framing process, I asked my framers to use any leftover materials to tie in their framing to Mallett's shell for added strength and durability. So as you can see here, they're using extra material to just add a little bit more rigidity here. Again, he's in this for the long haul. This is his home. He's making sure everything is not only utilized, but utilized to the absolute best possible. So that's an incredible little feature there. He also noted, this is a good picture showing how Barndo framing ties in great with Mallett's building. Notice the wall framing under the double 2x12 header within the 6x6 or 4x4 post. Also, during the Mallett construction, when a window or door does not line up with a 6x6 post, Mallett uses 4x4 posts as part of their framing to match the barndominium's internal structure. So it's just showing how we adjust on the fly with engineering approval to make sure you still have the best building, but that will fit the build as well. Now, this all, of course, went through engineering and made sure everything was still Mallett standard quality and good industrial quality. But you can see the 2x12 headers here, the double headers. Just everything's beautiful. The framing is phenomenal. The making everything fit together, beautiful. All these windows, all this natural light, I'm loving it. Now, here he's saying, original design had the form boards against the post. I did not want that, nor did I want the post socks showing. I asked for clearance room around post, and I would pay for any extra cost or do it myself if needed. They called Mallett office and were given permission to do all 3 porches like this. So he's highlighting that experience here. And again, you can see the post protectors, and you can even see the cable lock system already coming through because they have the weather matting here. They're starting, this is beginning the pour process after the framing for the concrete. So you can see the cable lock system coming here, connecting to the posts diagonally there. Great example there. Now, a little bit behind that, before that, this is the plumbing we were talking about, Mr. Tim. Look at the intensity of the plumbing. Everything is beginning to take shape here. All the pipes are ran. Everything is in place. They've dug up exactly what they need for there, running the span of the building. You see the up pipes here. All the pipes here. Everything's being put in place. Beautiful build. Again, on the inside, you can see all the post protectors. You can see everything going here. Now, they're finished with the piping, the plumbing. They've covered everything up. They've flattened it down. You can see all the tire marks, everything. They've been working on here to make sure this is level. There's the top of the pipe right there. Now, here's that same photo from earlier without the extra add-ons, the write-ups. And here is the inside, again, about to begin the pouring of the concrete. They framed everything out. Everything's ready. You can see all the framing, of course. And it might be hard to see, but here is the cable lock system going, again, post to post. Have everything coming across. You can see all these cables here. Everything is beginning to take shape, quite literally, because this is the forming process. So this is the final process, pouring concrete. Looking great. You see the electrical is run. Everything's ready to be wired, be good. Now here's the completed pour for the concrete. You see all the up pipes. You see some electrical. Again, the intensity of the trusses. Here's the concrete trucks. And this is the final poured concrete here. Now, again, just wanted to show off how many trusses. Those scissor trusses are beautiful, guys. The framing, the amount of wood used in this build is insane. And then he's already started doing some internal framing. Looks like it's going to be a bedroom or a closet right here. Beautiful work, Mr. Dennis. I know we said it last time, but absolutely beautiful building. So if you forgot what the outside looks like, this is the completed version of what Mr. Dennis did with his building. Like I said, these garage doors turned out beautifully. That wood stain looks amazing. He wrapped the front posts, turning them from the 6x6. This looks to be now about an 8x8, but that's a veneer on the outside. Veneer, it's a shell. Matches beautifully the stain on the doors, the shutters, everything. The landscaping is beautiful by itself. But a little aerial view. You can also, if you look closely, see the gutter brush guards, preventing all that debris from running into the gutters. Here's a more close-up shot, how wonderfully well this is done. He has his gutters plumbed out into the garden bed to help water his landscaping. Very scenic. All the cameras and lights wired. Everything looks phenomenal. Some inside shots, you know, this is the interior. Again, once he finished it out and completed everything, we're going to have to figure out who did your inside, Mr. Dennis. If you don't mind sending us that as well, whoever did this, we're going to have to start recommending them because your home is beautiful. And then maybe we can put you on payroll for design if you're the one who designed this, because wow, I love the fixtures, the finishes, everything is beautiful. Keeping that black inside and out. Also with the natural wood, very well done. Here's the bedroom, closet. But that's our show for today. Thank you all so very much for watching. Mr. Dennis, thank you again for sending the in-progress pictures. And hey, if you like this, we're going to have back-to-back ambassador spotlights. Mr. Trent is going to be here tomorrow highlighting our very first elite ambassador, the one and only, the legend himself, Mr. Tim Tackett, and his 5,500 square foot Barndominium Build, you guys. He has an amazing story and he's full of information as always. We can't wait for you to see it. I'm super excited for tomorrow, you guys. It's going to be so much fun, Mr. Tim. Be sure to be here and it's going to be a great time, you guys. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m.